No one's talking about this PC right here, but it's actually one of the most premium pre-built gaming PCs out there. Now, this is the Skytech King 95 gaming system. In this honest and unbiased review, I will be testing this system in different games and different monitor resolutions, comparing it with other pre-built PCs at around the same price, and many other things to answer the question on whether or not you should buy this system if you are looking for a new pre-built PC. Now, keep in mind that you will find the exact link to this gaming system alongside every pre-built PC I will mention today down below in the video description box with the latest prices and availability in your region. That way you get the most updated PC deals and pricing. That being said, my name is Valentino. Let's start. Now, first I will quickly mention the PC specifications for this one. Now, don't worry if you don't know nothing about computers, I will explain it as simple as possible so you understand. Now, for the main PC component, we have the graphics card, and inside of this system we get the RTX 5070, which on paper is one of the best graphics cards when it comes to 1440p resolution gaming, and in theory it can also run games at 4K without any problems, but we'll be testing that in just a moment. Now, the other important component is going to be the CPU or processor, however you want to call it, and this one has the Ryzen 7 9700X, which is a Ryzen CPU with 8 cores that's great for content creation, streaming, and of course gaming, and most importantly it will not bottleneck the RTX 5070, so in theory we shouldn't have any issues when it comes to bottlenecks, stuttering. Now, inside of this system you also get 2 TB of SSD, which is plenty of storage in case you want to install a bunch of games or a bunch of programs, and you get 32 gigs of DDR5 memory. This is going to be helpful, especially if you want to do more than just gaming, something like video editing, content creation, or just any kind of productivity work. And then last but not least, you get a 360mm liquid cooler, which is going to be amazing to cool down the CPU, and we shouldn't have any thermal issues while gaming, even on the most high demanding games out there. Now, all of these components will be inside of the King 95 case, which in my opinion is one of the nicest looking cases out there. I got it in white, but you can also get the black version if you want to. I just do truly believe that the white version looks very nice, and it has plenty of airflow because you get 9 fans in total, which is an insane amount. Now, you can change the colors of the system with the pre-installed software that you get from Skytech, so controlling the RGB lighting is going to be very simple, and of course if you don't like RGB you can always turn it off. Now let's go with the most important thing here, and that's going to be the performance test. I will be testing this system in different types of games and different monitor resolutions to see if it's actually a good system when it comes to pure performance. Now, keep in mind that in the description of this PC it says that it can run any popular game with ease, so we'll be testing that out for sure. The first game I tested was one of the most high demanding games out there in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, I was in New York City, which is I believe the most demanding city to truly test this PC, and honestly I was averaging 70 plus FPS, and I was playing on the high-end settings at 1440p resolution, so great experience, and you can even get more performance if you play with DLSS or frame generation, which work amazingly well, especially in this game. Now, I am a terrible pilot, so do not judge me. Then I decided to switch to another very high demanding game in Cyberpunk 2077, 1440p high to ultra settings, and honestly the FPS were very high for the type of game that we are playing, and I ended up averaging 120 FPS, which is an insane amount, once again for high to ultra settings at 1440p. And then to see if this PC can run games at 4K, I switched the settings to 4K high to ultra in the same game, Cyberpunk 2077, but this time with DLSS quality to get faster performance, and I was achieving over 80 FPS on average with an amazing image quality. So yes, you can play at 4K with this PC if you want to, if you are using the right settings like DLSS quality or balanced, but this is only going to be necessary in the most high demanding games like Cyberpunk. If you play mostly popular games, you will most likely not need to even turn on DLSS while playing at 4K high to ultra settings. Then I decided to test esports games, and the first one was CS2, which I used to be really good at. Right now I don't play anymore, so I currently stink. But anyway, I was testing this game at 1080p competitive settings, and I was achieving around 700 FPS on average, an insane amount. So feel free to go with a 540Hz monitor if you want to play these types of games. Now, keep in mind that I have a 360Hz monitor in the Omen 25, and I will leave a link to this exact same monitor down below in the video description. But honestly, the 360Hz feels incredibly smooth, so I highly recommend you buying at least a 360Hz one if you want to compete in esports games. And then of course I tested probably the most popular esports game out there in Fortnite, 1080p competitive settings. The first test was made with DX12, and I was achieving well over 370 FPS on average, and then while testing performance mode, that number changed to 460 plus FPS on average. So yes, once again, you can take full advantage of a 360Hz monitor if you want to buy one. One thing I forgot to mention during all of these game tests is the fact that CPU and GPU temps were very stable, and this is because we get a liquid cooler and plenty of airflow. And this is actually quite important long term because you do not want your PC performance degrading over time, so this is going to be a huge plus. And in case you want to see more games being tested, now you can pause the screen if you want to see high demanding games at 1440p high to ultra settings, and now you can pause it if you want to see esports games at 1080p competitive settings. Now that you've seen the level of gaming performance, let's compare this system with other pre-built PCs out there to see if it's worth it when it comes to price to performance, which is also important for some people. So if you're looking for the best price to performance system, this section of the video will be be very helpful for you. Now the price for this system on Amazon right now is going for $16.99, which is the cheapest I've seen for this PC. Now keep in mind that this version from Amazon comes with an Intel CPU instead of a Ryzen one, but they're going to perform the same while gaming, so you don't have to worry about any difference when it comes to performance numbers. And the reason why this system on Amazon is one of the best when it comes to price to performance is because it's on a discount right now. So down below in the video description box, remember you will find this PC and also its alternatives, so maybe you find an even better deal. Now let's compare it with other systems. The first one will be the Skytech Chronos. This one is from the same brand, so we are not even comparing it with other Prebuilt PCs from other brands yet. But anyway, the Chronos 3 is a little bit cheaper at $14.99, and in terms of PC specifications, you get the same RTX 5070 and a slightll downgraded Ryzen 7 7700X, which will perform basically the same when it comes to gaming. You also get 32 gigs of RAM, 2 TB of SSD, and a 360mm liquid cooler just like this one. So the main difference here is going to be the aesthetics. It has a different case in the Montec XR wood, but honestly, the Chronos PC is going to be better when it comes to pure price to performance. You will get the same level of gaming performance at a $200 discount. So if you just care about pure price to performance and you want to get a PC from the same brand because Skytech is very reliable, going with the Chronos 3 system will be a great option. Now, as I said before, you will find this PC alternative down below in the video description. Now, also with the Chronos 3, you will be getting an extra discount because I have a coupon code where you will find this system at an even cheaper price. So that coupon code will be down below as well. Now, if you don't care about the brand, you can go for a PC from NewEgg like the AVS RGB gaming system. Now, this one has basically the same PC specification, 32 gigs of RAM, the RTX 5070, the same Ryzen 7 9700X, so you will be getting literally the same level of gaming performance, just a different aesthetic, and it's also a different brand. But the price is $1,450 because of the Black Friday discount. So this one is definitely a good option if you want a better price to performance system, because you get literally the same PC specifications, but with this PC you get a 1 TB SSD instead of 2 TB, so it's going to be worse when it comes to storage overall. And then if you're looking for something even cheaper that will perform similar, you can get the HP Omen 35L White Edition. Now this one has the RTX 4070 Super, so it's not the same as the RTX 5070, it's just going to be slightly worse, but it's not going to be a day and night difference. It's just going to be slightly worse when it comes to gaming performance overall, but to be fair, you will most likely not even notice the difference, and the price for the Omen 35L goes for $1,299. Granted, it's not the same PC, you also get a Ryzen 5 processor, so it is slightly downgraded overall, but the price is very nice, and you are saving between $200 to $400 USD. All of this to say that this PC right here is very premium, so you are paying a little bit more, but you get very high quality components overall, and the aesthetics are amazing. So if you really like the aesthetics for this system, paying the extra might be worth it for you. But if you just care about pure price to performance, you want to get the highest FPS for the least amount for the cheapest price, then consider every other Prebuilt PC I just mentioned. And remember, you will find the links to every PC mentioned and extra discount codes down below in the video description box. Now let's talk about pros and cons about this one, because for the pros we have pure gaming performance. Of course, it's very premium as I said before, and you will be able to run any game at 1440p or even 4K if you are using the right settings. And of course, if you have a 1080p monitor, you will be achieving even faster performance. Another pro is going to be the cooling. Because of that 360mm liquid cooler, we didn't have any issues when it comes to CPU or GPU temps. Everything was very stable while gaming, and that's a huge plus. Also, in my opinion, the design is a huge pro. I think it looks beautiful, but that's more of a personal preference. And then the last pro is that you get very high quality components all around. And the only con that I found, of course, is going to be the price to performance. This one is a bit more pricey compared to other gaming PCs with the same level of gaming performance or similar. So, as a final thought, if you like this PC aesthetics and you want a premium 1440p system, or you want to play at 4K but you do not want to go over $1,800 USD on your gaming system, going with this one might be your best option. However, once again, if you want the best price to performance, I would recommend you considering the other options. Or if you have a completely different budget, let's say you have $2,000 to spend, or maybe you have $3,000. On the other hand, maybe you have less than $1,000. I made an entire video talking about the best pre-built gaming PCs of the month for every budget and every resolution from any brand. So you will find that video in the top right corner of the screen. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.